They call emoji first day, first show. I did better than that. I went for the premiere and it was a crazy experience. A big shout out to Ram Venkat for making this happen. Without him, I don't think I would have been able to do this. Now, it was a big coincidence that I was in Hyderabad at the same time when this film came out. And knowing how big Pawan Kalyan is, his fans, and the hype for this film, I think it was a great opportunity to actually catch a full on Telugu mass hero film in a single screen theater. It is definitely something to witness. It's not just about, watching the film or appreciating the story and no. It's much more than that. It's elevated. This is the loudest I've been in a theater where it's not the audio from the film, but the people in the theater that's making the noise. And actually, to reach that point, it was a very fun story and with a lot of roller coaster ride. So the premiere show was at 10:15 p.m. the day before the release, and it was quite far from me. And I was at IKEA. I was supposed to meet Ram at his place, and then we were supposed to go together. Now I witnessed the worst side of Hyderabad traffic that day because it was peak hours. At 6:30, I was outside IKEA trying to get a cab or an auto or something or the other. I used 2, 3 different apps, but no luck. And at 7:20, finally the cab arrived. It was a long drive, full on traffic, and it almost took 2 hours to reach. But thankfully, we made it in time and the vibe outside the theaters was almost a celebration. The firecrackers, the chanting, the crowd, all of this also creating traffic outside the theater. And to get in the theater was a different task altogether because there was this full crowd trying to get in, and also people inside who entered the wrong way were coming out to enter from different place. Full of commotion. But we finally made it, and then I clicked this selfie. Then we got some popcorn and we entered the theater. Oh my god. Just look at that. Confetti everywhere, the noise, the film has not even started. Then the ads start to play, still there's noise. And then finally, when the censor certificate shows up, next level. And that was the first 15-20 minutes of the film. Now, I was ready for it because, anyways, I knew there will be no subtitles. That too for a premiere show in Hyderabad. So I knew I'll just have to go through the visuals and the people reacting to it. And thankfully, throughout, I understood. But the first 15 minutes were just people. I couldn't even hear a dialogue, I couldn't hear the music, nothing. And constantly people were actually shouting to raise the volume. I think throughout the film that was the case. My expectation was I'll not understand the film, people just making noise and cheering, but that wasn't the case. After 15-20 minutes, everyone settled down and was focusing on the narrative. One thing that was happening is everyone with their phone, flashlights on, keep recording everything. Whenever some big moment happened, everyone shouting, clicking pictures. There were people even on WhatsApp call showing everything to them. Like, it was a bizarre situation I would never want to be in. But I guess this is that type of the film which you celebrate. It's not just sit there and enjoy the film. But I was happy to see everyone was really cooperative. Whoever was using a flash was getting on a call. Someone told them, please don't do it. And they were like, okay, we'll not do. Even I think the police came and was checking everyone is all right. And then everything is settled down. So that was good to see. With such a big crowd, things can really go wrong. So it was good nothing like that happened. I have to say the biggest loud cheering that happened was just a thanks to an actor that comes in the initial credits and the theater went wild. That has to be the, loudest cheer. I'll not spoil it for anyone. Now, because this was an action film and quite basic storyline, I actually understood most of the film. I'm sure some dialogue moments, some extra plot lines that would be not that clear, but overall story, I understood all of it, and the visuals were really cool. The way it was shot, you could understand everything, and that is the biggest compliment. I think the biggest banger moment in the film was that interval sequence, which was designed really well and had some really cool moments where the theater went wild. There I even met a Telugu reviewer called Ragidi, where a lot of people were coming to him asking for pictures and talking to him. And in the interval we were sitting together having samosas, and I just joked with him, now we are officially samosa critics. Throughout the film I was really wondering where this confetti is coming from, who got it, what's the process, how it works, how much does it cost. Like, I want to know all those details because it was endless throughout. The film was just coming down, and sometimes it was thick and it's not flying, it to just fall on your shoulder and your head. It kind of hurt also. But I actually, collecting whatever was coming on me, waiting when I'll get to throw it. And I was so bad at it because I just tried to throw it and just fell down there only, didn't go up. I guess there's a, technique to it. There was a big reveal in the second half connecting this film to something else. And that also got a loud cheer. Then the climax, during one of the action sequence, they played an older song of Pawan Kalyan. And again, people went crazy. I have to say the movie uses Pawan Kalyan really well, using his stardom, giving him an interesting character. And I think that adds a lot to why people are responding that way. Now, they ended with a part 2 announcement, which also got a lot of loud cheer. And then the people dispersed. We also, quickly went out because our car was outside blocking everything. Because there was so much rush, we were just asked to, park the car just outside, blocking others. So we had to rush back quickly so it doesn't cause a big, jam. It still didn't help because there were, I think, 700 people who were watching this. And when all of the people come out, it will cause commotion. And then while going back, we crossed Prasad also. There also so much traffic. There's so much people, chanting, celebrating. Overall, it was definitely one of the insane experience I've had in a movie theater. That euphoria, that unison. I want to experience that same thing for a Rajamouli film, or for a film where it's the narrative that's making you cheer, not just the actor. I think that would be more special. So maybe the Bahubali re-release or the S.S. Rajamouli film, even the Marvel films. If you see those, videos, the audience reaction, the theater, like people just going crazy because of the movement the characters create in the story. That is my next goal. So that was my whole experience of watching OG in a single screen theater on the premiere night in Hyderabad. I think you need to experience it at least once. That was it. You can check out this video next if you haven't seen it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you next time.